People use sea salt spray to add more volume and curl to their hair, but sometimes their hair will end up looking like this when they end up using it. Super dry, knotted, and a complete mess. So after tons of research on this topic, I'm gonna show you whether or not sea salt spray actually works. And the first most common thing you'll hear about sea salt spray is that it dries the hell out of your hair. And I've noticed that people with fine straight hair have had way different experiences with sea salt spray compared to people with more thick and wavy hair. People with fine hair says that it works great. It adds a lot of texture and volume to their hair, but it dries the crap out of their hair. And it doesn't even matter how much they spray on. Whether or not they spray on 2 sprays or 10 sprays, doesn't matter. It will still dry out their hair. It also won't really matter what the brand is either. And I know that's pretty controversial because not all sea salt sprays were created equally, but people with fine hair noticed that it didn't even matter the quality of the sea salt spray, it was still gonna dry out their hair no matter what. So if that just described you perfectly, then keep watching because I have an alternative way for you to get that beachy, wavy look, all without using sea salt spray. And the first step is to wash your hair less frequently. I'd say to do just once or twice a week. And then once you hop out the shower, make sure to dry with the old t-shirt instead of a towel because t-shirts are way softer on your hair and will cause less damage and breakage. Also make sure to scrunch your hair as well to get more texture and volume. And then you're gonna wanna add oils to the end of your hair. As far as what oil to use, I'd recommend coconut oil. And make sure to only use a drop or 2 and only apply them to the ends of your hair. Because if you apply this to the scalp, your hair will be super greasy. Then just let it air dry. So try it out. Let me know in the comments if that worked for you and if it worked better than sea salt spray. The second thing I want to talk about is that it depends a lot whether your hair is greasy or dry. So my hair is naturally very oily. So sea salt spray works perfectly for me because it goes against that oiliness with the dryness from the sea salt spray. So if you're someone with naturally oily hair like me, I recommend you try using 6 to 8 sprays of sea salt spray on the roots because this will prevent it from getting greasy. But another product that I found that helps prevent greasiness is a dry shampoo. You can actually find a texturizing dry shampoo that you can apply right after you're done drying your hair. And this will just help prevent greasiness and give you that nice volume and texture as well. And in my personal opinion, I don't think you should be using sea salt spray if you have dry hair. And instead, I'd stick with a texture spray with low or no salt content. And as far as recommendations, I'd go with Sheer Revival. I know they have a pretty good one. The third thing I want to talk about is that sea salt spray works best for wavy hair. Yes, you heard me correctly. I believe that sea salt spray works best for guys with already natural waves. The reason why is because sea salt spray will go in and enhance the natural waviness and texture your hair already has without making it too dry. So again, I'm someone with super oily and wavy hair, so I personally think I am the perfect person to be using sea salt spray. Now, if I had long, straight, thick hair, sea salt spray would most likely dry out my hair. So what I'd do instead is I would get a texture spray, and some have a little bit of sea salt, but they're nowhere near as drying as sea salt sprays are. The fourth thing I want to talk about, do not use sea salt spray every day. And this goes for every hair product out there. You're always going to want to use hair products in moderation. When you use it too much or too many times, this will be counterproductive to what you actually want to achieve. So if my hair ever feels pretty straw-like or fluffy and it looks super dull, that's at a point where I've used too much of it or too many times of anything, not just sea salt spray. But just talking about sea salt spray, I'd recommend at max 4 to 5 times a week. And make sure to skip a day in between. So I'd personally go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. That's 4 times, do 4 times a week. And on those days that you're not using sea salt spray, I think you should be using some sort of hair oil or you can just condition your hair. So I hope that helps some of you guys figure out whether or not sea salt spray is for you. Honestly, I'd say the best thing to do is just experiment with it. Try it out, make sure to try it out with other hair products. Because ultimately, it just boils down to what your specific hair type is. And you gotta remember, everyone is different. Just because the sea salt spray works for me does not mean it'll work for you. And me personally, I love sea salt spray. I use it like 4 times a week. That's gonna be it for me today. I will see y'all in the next one.